pay it forward.
Thanks so much, Holly. Well, when you find your soulmate and you get married, you make that commitment for the rest of your life, right? But what about when death takes that person prematurely? It can be devastating. Connie Gilmore experienced this unimaginable loss several years ago herself and found herself drowning in just a sea of grief. But instead of letting go, she fought to turn her tragedy into triumph and started the Premature Widows Ministries to help recent widows like Tiffany Brite. And they both join us in the loft to talk about their journey. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Tiffany.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
Let's talk about this. It is heartbreaking. It is something that you never would imagine would happen when you're walking down that aisle.
Absolutely.
But it does happen, and this is why you started the Premature Widow organization. Can you tell us about it and your journey?
Absolutely. So I married my husband, who I'd met when I was 11 years old in church, and we grew up together. I was his prom date, and so we had a long history of friendship that turned into love and then into marriage. And in 2014, at 38 years old, I lost my husband. And so, you know, widows didn't look like me.
Right.
You know, and my youngest daughter was 6 years old at the time, and I looked around and there was no support for anyone in my age group that had young children or anything of the nature. So I actually met someone on my job who had recently lost her husband, and we started kind of getting together, the two of us, going out on our, you know, self-proclaimed widow's night out type of thing. And I decided that I needed to do something because there were other people like me that needed something. And so Premature Widow was birthed out of excruciating pain, yet has turned into an amazing purpose. We have about 25 members currently, and they're all not even in the DMV. There's some that are in New Jersey and Florida and Georgia, different places, and they have just become such a part of this sisterhood, is what we call it.
What has the reaction been when people learn about the sisterhood? Those who, like you, just couldn't find a group of women right now, to understand what they were going through. What is their reaction been?
It's pure joy. You know, it's a relief. You know, they feel like this was finally something where they could come and kind of be themselves, be around people that were actually dealing with the same issues. And you know, it's not one of those groups where we sit around and we're sad and we cry all the time. We laugh, we enjoy ourselves. You know, we work towards moving forward, but we have each other. You know, we all have friends and, you know, well-intended family that are there for us, but it's nothing like talking to someone. They just can't understand it. And so we're able to talk to each other like we can't talk to anyone else.
Tiffany Brite joining us as well. She's a member of this exclusive group that I'm sure you never thought you would be a member of.
I never thought I would be a member, never wanted to be a member of this group. My husband passed away August 2017, so it hasn't been quite a year yet. He had slipped and fell while cutting the grass. About 3 weeks later, he was on crutches, scheduled to have surgery because it wasn't healing properly, and developed a blood clot and literally passed away right before my eyes in our home. So it was devastating. I had heard about Connie's group and knew Connie because we used to work together. But at the time, there were so many things going on, and I just didn't make the connection. And I do remember specifically at his services, her walking up. And it was just, I felt relief. Because I'm surrounded by so many people that are, you know, your family, your friends. I'm so blessed in that respect. But she knows exactly what I'm still going through.
Right, right. I would imagine that the pain is, I guess the only thing we can liken it to is losing a child, even. I mean, we expect to lose a parent at a certain point, but that your buddy, your boo, your boyfriend, and then, you know, your husband.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you make that decision not to stay in that place, but to say, oh, no, I'm turning this around. I've got, you know, I have a mission now. I have to live for the both of us.
Honestly, because I became afraid. I didn't want to be in the place that I was in. I wanted an outlet. I wanted to connect with people who, again, feel the same way I do. I literally can text Connie and say, feeling weird. She knows exactly what that means. She doesn't say, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Where are you? She says, so am I. Or she'll say, okay.
So, Connie, you do monthly outings. Tell us briefly, in a couple of seconds or so, what other services, because I know people are watching, they know a friend, they need some help themselves. how do you get in touch with you, and what do you do?
So we're on social media, Premature Widow. We're on Facebook and Instagram at Premature Widow.
Okay.
I can also be reached at prematurewidow@gmail.com for individual messages. But we do our Widows Night Out events. We do a weekly prayer call every Tuesday night at 8:30, where people call in from all around. We pray for whatever might be going on, or just because we need extra strength.
Right.
We do events. We did a crab feast recently. We do an annual jazz brunch. This was our second annual one. We had it back in April. We're planning for our Widows and Widowers Conference this year. It's coming up in September.
So it's a sisterhood.
It's a sisterhood.
So, you know, what we do here is, in any little way you're paying it forward, we like to pay it forward to you as well. I want you to hear from our friend Joel Bassam, if you could look at the monitors.
Hi, I'm Joel Bassam from Easton's Automotive Group, and we're touched by what you're doing to help these families heal. We want to kick off our support by giving you guys a pizza party now and supporting your monthly events for the rest of the year. And we want to thank you for paying it forward in your community.
Thank you, Joel. Here are the...
Thank you.
This is for the next pizza party.
Okay.
$200 in gift cards, and Joel and Easterns, they're paying it forward the entire rest of 2018 for your monthly get-together.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I wish you guys all the blessings in the world.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.